Welcome back to Sportsbook Review, all you degenerates out there. We crashed and burned, basically, thanks in large part to the Toronto Raptors not even putting up a fight pretty much through the last 2.5 quarters of that game last night. Complete blowout as expected for the Cavaliers. We'll readjust and talk about that series a little bit more tomorrow. But tonight it is game number 2 of the Western Conference Finals, a game where we cashed all 3 of our prop betting picks in game number 1. Looking to keep my hot streak for this series alive here tonight with 2 more player prop picks, and we will start it off with Enes Kanter. Bet 365 prop of over under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, Kanter likely not to get too many assists, but points and rebounds where he's going to make his money here in this one. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds in game number 1, and after pretty much struggling through the second round against the San Antonio Spurs after really dominating and being an X factor against Dallas in round 1, I think Kanter going to go back to being that X factor for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Had all 12 points and 8 rebounds isn't flashy, but for the minutes he plays, it is a very good production. Alongside Steven Adams, this big man duo has been very important to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And considering that the Golden State Warriors were not a very good rebounding team, basically all regular season and continuing here throughout the playoffs, I think Kanter's path to 8 to 10 rebounds once again is very, very clear in this one. If that's the case, I think he's going to easily cash the over here in this one because he could also have 8 to 10 points very, very easily as well. Golden State ranked 19th in offensive rebounding rate in the regular season. They have been even worse than that here in the playoffs, and they haven't been a very good defensive rebounding team, pretty much average as well, whereas the Thunder, the best offensive rebounding team in the regular season, the best one in the postseason as well. They've been very good at defensive rebounding rate as well, playing this big lineup together as well. I think Kanter and Adams once again can control the boards. I think Kanter could easily grab 8 to 10 again. I think he'll have double digits in points as well as a very gifted scorer. So over 16.5 at minus 110, bet 365 is my first prop of the night. Next up, another Thunder player that I have my eye on is Russell Westbrook. We cashed his over for his points and assists. Didn't look like it we were going to in game number 1 to the first half. He shot very poorly. Had 10 assists, though, in the first half and continued to pick up the scoring in the second half of that one. As long as he doesn't have a poor shooting first half once again here in game number 1, I consider this a very good value here at Bet 365, over 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Hasn't had too many rebounds here recently. Only had 9 in his last 2 games, but for those 2 games, coming into that, he had at least 7 in 5 of his last 6 games. He's had double digits several times here this postseason as well. He's very easily a triple-double threat as long as he's getting those normal 25 to 30 points, which he has been very good at. And, of course, his assist rate has been outrageous. He's leading the postseason in not only assist rate at 53.3%, but assists per game at around 11 as well. I expect double-digit assists, expect about 25 to 30 points as well. As long as that happens, the over should easily cast for us here at minus 120 at 43.5. Now, best of luck to you on both of those. Of course, we'll be back here for game number 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.